What's up, divas? Welcome back to my channel. So today I am at the park because this was the last week of my physical therapy session, and I am now branching out on my own with my recovery. So it's been 3 months since I had my foot surgery. I went from being in a cast and on a scooter to being on crutches and a boot, going through physical therapy, and now here I am. So I came out to a park that I felt had enough benches for me to do my walking, and if for some reason I got tired, then I would have a spot that I could sit down. So it really worked out. I made a goal for myself, which was 15 minutes of walking up and then 15 minutes of walking back. I figured that would be a decent amount of time, and if I felt that I needed to cut it down, then I'd cut it to maybe 10 minutes. But I was able to do the 15 minutes of walking there and back. So I didn't do the whole park. I felt like I possibly could, but once again, I don't want to get too far away from my car and then not be able to get back to my car. But if anything, I would have just sat down. I just would have sat down, you know, and if I had to sit on the concrete, I would have sat on the concrete. So my goal right now is to do this entire park straight, and I'm sure I'll get there quickly. Working out has been a big deal because when you're on a scooter or crutches and you have an injury, working out is not necessarily something that you can do. I tried to do as much as I possibly could while I was on my scooter. I have gone out to the park literally on the scooter, and you know, I do what I'm able to. You know, you sit down for a while, then you pick back up with it. But actual working out has not been in the cards for me. So I'm really happy that now I can get started on that recovery, get started back into working out and going hiking like I had planned. Today's video, I want to do a little chit chat about rude and insensitive people. I've come in contact with so many rude and insensitive people. Now, before I even get into them, I do want to say that there are people out here, just to give it a little balance, there are people who are encouraging, who are really nice people, who are sensitive to your feelings and sensitive to your needs, and I really appreciate those people that I have come in contact with who've been like that. But there are the other people who are not. They are rude, they're insensitive. In all honesty, I feel that is intentional, to tell you the truth. So let me start off by talking about something that I've noticed during my journey while I was on the scooter and the crutches. And right now I have a handicap sticker. My handicap sticker is red, it's not blue. My handicap sticker is temporary and is only until January, okay? And then I will be back out there in the regular general population. Now, one thing that I have noticed since I have had a handicap sticker is that it's very difficult to find a handicap parking spot, depending on where you go. I don't understand why there are so many people out here with handicap stickers. Wait, let me not even say handicap sticker. Now I gotta redo that because of the insensitivity of it, because that's what they've always been called. It's always been called handicap sticker, handicap parking. Now I have to change. I guess I'm being rude and insensitive. Okay, well, I mean disabled parking permits. Okay, so anyhow, I parked my car in the disabled parking. This person drives up right after me and puts their car in disabled parking. That feels so weird to say. And the woman gets out the car and she is strutting, hips swinging, hair swinging, the upper body swinging, everything's swinging. She just swinging her way right on down the path. And I'm looking at her. She looks fit. She's not walking with a limp. And I looked at her parking permit. I looked at my parking permit. Mine is red. Hers is blue. I'm walking around with a limp. How on earth is it that this woman has Oh my goodness. I hear somebody growling and it's a man running after some ducks. Okay, anyhow, how is it that this woman who has all this energy, who's swinging from left to right, thin, doesn't look like she has any kind of ailments or problems, and young, let me add that, young. Okay, how is it that this woman is able to have a disabled parking permit that is a permanent parking permit? Well, my only guess is that she borrowed somebody's car, or she borrowed somebody's sticker who is elderly and they need the parking permit, or maybe it's somebody who is disabled who needs it and she borrowed it, or if it outright is hers, then she probably knew somebody at a tag agency and was able to get it illegally. So either way, I mean, those are some of the ways that people do get these parking permits, and they park in those spots. They get out their cars. They're able-bodied. Meanwhile, the people who are physically impaired are struggling. Now they've got to find a spot someplace. When I had a scooter, I could not park in a spot where people were next to me if it was not wide, because it would have been very difficult for me to get my scooter out of the car. So I had to park someplace where I would not be blocked in. I might not even be able to get my car out of the spot. If I had people on both sides of my car, I wouldn't be able to even get my car out of the spot. So a lot of times people who are using these parking permits don't realize that that's what's happening with people who you have to go out. You have no choice. You don't have people who can help you in that way, and maybe you're on crutches, or you have a scooter, or you have a wheelchair, whatever the case is. I would hope that people would be a little bit more sensitive to that situation and realize that there are people who need these spots. Now, enough of my rant about people with these disabled parking permits who don't need them. Let me talk about people who were really insensitive to my recovery. All right, I would have people come up to me and say, "Oh, you're still on that scooter? Oh, when are you getting off that scooter?" Like they were rushing me. I understand that there's a general curiosity about when a person will be off of the scooter or what's their next phase. I get that. And then maybe sometimes people may say things not meaning to be insensitive about it. But one of the things that I encountered that I thought was the most insensitive, that just topped everything, was someone who had to talk about my weight. My weight is always an issue for me. I'm going to start being a little less sensitive about my weight. I think that is where I need to start. I've been one of those people that if I was 120 pounds, I wanted to be 110. If I was 140, I wanted to be 130. Wherever I was, I need to be a little bit less than where I was. So when people comment on my weight, it does bother me, and that is something that I'm going to work toward letting go, because when people know that it bothers you, they'll continue to do it. So I'll be letting that go soon. But this particular person, while I was still on my scooter, had the nerve to talk about my weight and tell me that the reason why I was on my scooter to begin with, and the reason I had the surgery I had, is because of my weight, and I needed to get it together. Because this person's commented on my weight on several other occasions. You know, I said, "Am I that bad?" And she says, "You're a hot mess." And I was floored. I was taken aback at the fact that somebody would tell me, like, just outright look me in my eyes and tell me that I'm a hot mess. I was shocked, okay? And the thing is, sometimes people know the position that they're in your life, like the relationship that they have with you. They feel comfortable enough to be as rude as they care to be. Because what are you going to do? You know? What are you really going to do? What are you really going to say? So I didn't really, I addressed it as best as I could at the time, but then later on down the line, I did have my opportunity to let this person know that I did not appreciate the comment. I don't appreciate you commenting on my weight at all. And at this point, I want you to stop, because as far as I'm concerned, if you really don't like something, address it head on. Let the person know that you don't like it and you want them to stop. That way, when they do it again, you know it's completely intentional. Well, I don't have to wait for this person to do it again, because they outright told me that when they see me, they're going to continue to do it again. I mean, this was some in-your-face stuff. While it's in your face, we were not physically in the front of each other. This was something that was done on social media. This person, I mean, like right now, if you notice, I'm kind of speechless to the audacity that this person had to say the things that they said to me. And to say it at a time when I can't, it's not like I could do that much about it. I can't do too much. I wasn't able to really work out. You know, I try to do as much as I can as far as diet, but working out, I wasn't able to really do. I'm not going to really lose any weight at this point. So to put that in a person's head is really, I think, detrimental. It does harm, it hurts. And I believe that this person intended for it to hurt. I do know that I will not allow anything that they say to hurt me. I don't care if this person sits here and says that, oh, it's just all about your health. I'm just looking out for your health. No, you're not. Look out for your health. How about that? How about, instead of always trying to clean up in the front of other people's doorsteps, clean up in the front of yours, okay? If you don't go to the doctor, if you ignore all sorts of signs on your body, if you're busy smoking or drinking or whatever it is that you do that's detrimental to your health, how about you clean up in the front of your doorstep and don't worry about somebody else's doorstep? How about that? Do that. I have somebody else who I am constantly seeing on a daily basis. This person says rude things all the time. Now, I met this person last year, and eventually, as time went on, I started to realize, well, you know what? I don't think this girl really understands what she's saying. I don't think that she means to hurt me or to be insensitive. At first, I felt that because I felt that she didn't like me. But she just recently said something that I found to be kind of rude. This time, I did not look at her as meaning to attack me. I looked at her feeling that she honestly just doesn't know what she's saying, and she honestly does not know the impact of her words and the way things come across to other people. In that regard, I didn't hold anything against her. That's her issue. You know, it's not my issue. I kind of got what she was trying to say. Now, it's just she delivered it in the wrong way. So there are those people who, you know, may say insensitive things. They don't mean to say insensitive things. It just comes out in a wrong, inappropriate way. And then there are people who they outright know exactly what they want to say. They know what the impact is going to be of their delivery and whatever it is that they're delivering. They already know. Those people, it's no point in feeling bad about them either. If I didn't mention this already, there's no point in feeling bad about them, because you know, you already know where it's coming from. It's coming from a place of hurt. That's what they're meaning to do. But you know something? I'm gonna blow it off, because it's actually a direct reflection on them and who they are and what they think about themselves, okay? So for a person to actually want to harm somebody and hurt them with their words and to talk about their bodies, something must be wrong. They must be intimidated in some way. They must feel something to want to drag another person down. So keep that in mind when you come across some of these insensitive, rude people. Okay, so that's the end of my chit chat. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.